Welcome to day 23 of the Journey to Greatness. I'm excited to address another step in this process with you today. We've been talking the last couple days about maximizing your time. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this segment of videos, this is probably one of my favorite to talk about from the standpoint of just really learning how to really make the most of each day. And I think a lot of us just burn a lot of time inadvertently and living on accident rather than living with intention. And there's just so many things that we can do to get better. And so I really want to help you with that because I know money is an issue that many of us, feel like we need to deal with at all times, but our time is actually more valuable than our money, because you can earn more money in different ways, but the time you lose is never going to come back to you. And so we need to truly learn to maximize our time. We need to redeem the time that we have, that God gives us each and every day. And so today what I want to talk to you about is creating your plan. If you've evaluated your schedule and you've looked at where you are wasting time or where you're already maximizing your time, and you have a good understanding of that, there's ways to really take that to another level. And that's by creating your own plan. And you start that by designing your dream week. I remember a couple years ago I read a great book by Michael Hyatt, and he talked about creating your life plan. And that book triggered something in me to map out what does an ideal week look like. And so when you design your dream week, this is not what your current reality is. This is what would you like your weeks to look like. And so maybe there are things in your schedule right now that you already know that would not be in your dream week, right? I mean, there's things that you would wake up and love to not have to do. But this exercise of creating your dream week is a visioning thing, because you may not be able to get there today, but you can work towards it once you have it clarified and written on paper. And so whether you write it out by hand, whether you get an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document, whatever it looks like, put your 7-day schedule together of what you would like each day to look like. So design your dream week. Then what you need to do is you need to determine best practices of how to get there. So there are a lot of tips and tools out there on the internet. There are some great books. I've referenced to you a few people that have made a difference to me at times. Darren Hardy has taught me a lot about productivity. That he's been a great mentor in that regard. David Allen is another fellow that wrote a book and a program called Getting Things Done that help you maximize your time and get yourselves in order. There are definitely productivity and time management experts out there. And so just look around, and you could even go to the bookstore and browse and find some resources. But the point of that is that you're determining best practices. Learn from others who have gone before you and have done things better than you're currently doing them. I mentioned before in a previous video that all the people that we look up to and see as great successes in our world, they have the same amount of time that we do each and every day. And so what are they doing differently that's maximizing their time than you are? That becomes the question. So learn from them, learn their best practices, the things that have made them more efficient and effective in their days. And then finally, once you've done that, then you can optimize your personal schedule. So you have your dream week, you learn best practices, then you optimize your personal schedule by making the tweaks and adjustments now to move towards your dream week and what you ultimately would love to have as your reality. So this is where you get to just start to take control. See, here's the thing. If you don't control your schedule, somebody else will. If you don't take responsibility and ownership for your time, somebody else will. And the problem is their plans for you aren't probably your plans for you. Their plans for you aren't going to help you grow. They're not going to help you succeed. They're not going to help you advance in your life and in your career. They're going to help them get what they want to get done. And so this is where you need to take control of your schedule and optimize it so that you can say yes or no easier. This is where you can begin to take back control of some of the time that maybe you've been giving away to people inadvertently or just by default because you haven't been intentional with it. So today, create your plan. Spend some time really thinking about what would your dream week look like. determine where you can learn best practices from other successful people and people who have made the most of their time. And then finally, optimize your schedule. Start taking the steps forward so that your calendar on a daily basis begins to look and move into the direction of your dream week. I look forward to connecting with you next time. Take care.